Good morning. So for the periodic test, I finished all the chapters and I already attached you the complete portions for the periodic test. Once again, I am reminding you that is for periodic test in business studies. It includes chapters 1, 2, 3, 4. Five chapters are included in the periodic test for business studies. First one is the nature and significance of management, principles of management, business environment, planning and organizing. So the 5 chapters are included in the periodic test 1. So we already finished and I attached you all the materials relating to this chapters. So today we are going to revise the second chapter, that is principles of management. Okay, so we already in the unit test 1 itself we studied this chapter and you are thorough in this chapter. So the case studies, I am already repeating the same thing, that is case studies are very important for this chapters. Okay, so be thorough in the case studies. Now today I am attached you the revision note for this chapter, and see this some of the important revision notes and includes a complete revision note for this chapter. It's very useful for your study, but you have to study elaborately. Okay, so first one is the meaning of the principle of management and some of the important nature of principles of management. It is included, and what are the importance of the principles of management, and is very important is principles of management is developed by the Fayol and Taylor, two important case studies, and you have to read the case studies and you have to analyze the case study, which type of nature it is included in this case study and what type of future can be included, and how to you have to explain the future which is related to that each case study, and you have to analyze which type of study is that is which type of principle is followed, and if for example if in any one of the case study, if they explained about the name of the concern and what type of activities carrying out, and some of the features, and they are following some of the principles and rules in that organization, and they ask to find out which type of principle is followed, and you have to explain what are the important features of that principle. So you should be very thorough in that all the features and concepts and importance of each heading, and you should be very thorough in that principles of which is followed and developed by the Fayol principle. And in this Fayol principle, it includes that is 5 important principles is followed by Fayol. So you have to study the each and every principle, that is the 5 principles: division of labor, authority, responsibility, discipline, unity of command, unity of direction. So in the case study, definitely it includes some of the points related to this principles. So only if you having the thorough knowledge of these 5 principles, and they will ask you to find out the which type of principle is followed, and which in this 5 principles, which principle is followed in this case study, like that the question will be arise in that case studies. We already studied deeply how to analyze the case study and how to interpret the result in the by having the thorough knowledge. It's a very important one. Okay, so I already attached you the case study for each and every chapter. Read all the case studies and keep the notes with you, and you have to analyze the case studies. It is the important in the business studies. Okay, so each and every concept, each and every case studies, it is mainly related to the theory part of the each and every heading. So you should be very thorough in that each and every heading, and you should be able to answer and explain what type of concept is practiced in that concern. In each and every, it's one of the story, case study is like the story. And this story, you have to first you have to understand that story, and you have to think in which heading they are explaining the concept, and you have to find the concept under which concept is practiced in that concern, and what is the main future of the concern, what is the main objective of the concern, what are the type of principles or some of the important characteristics is followed in that concern, and if there is any limitations you have to attach the limitations. So if this concern is practicing this concept, these are all some of the limitations which can be faced by that concern. Likewise, you have to explain the case study by giving some of the examples and explaining the futures, objectives, principles. Okay, so be thorough in that case study part. Before studying the case study, you should be thorough. Only by having a thorough knowledge of the concept you can able to give the answer for the case study. Understood? Okay, so this revision part includes all the principles and also differences. What is scalar chain? It is a very important question. What is the scalar chain? And Taylor scientific management is also another important question in this chapter. Okay, Taylor scientific management. So you have to that is you have to give the introduction part of Taylor scientific management, and how it is developed, and who is the father, and it is father of the scientific management. You have to explain the concept of scientific management and what are the principles which is developed by the Taylor scientific management. Is a very important question. That is science not rule of thumb. That is you have to explain each and every principle of scientific management. Okay, some of the techniques also very important, and some of the techniques which is followed by the scientific management, that is functional foremanship, planning in charge. In planning in charge there is a four types, that is root clerk, instruction cord clerk. So each clerk, what is the main responsibility for each person, and who is what is the production in charge. In production in charge there are four type of responsible person, that is gang boss. He is responsible for keeping tools and machineries. Speed boss, what is the responsible for the person. Repair boss and inspector. You have should be thorough in that responsibility and duties of each techniques which is developed by the scientific management. It is also includes method study. What is a method study, and what is a motion study, time study, fatigue study, and some of the different techniques which is followed by the scientific management, or differential piece wage system. In the system, how they are paying their wages to the employees, and the wages of the employees, how the what is the main feature which is followed by the system in the organization. And you have to give one of the example here. It includes one of the example, and you have to explain the examples, and what is the differences between foil principle of management and Taylor principle of scientific management. Okay, we have to explain the differences. And what is mental revolution is also one of the another important techniques of Taylor scientific management. Okay, so be thorough in this revision part, and take the case studies. I already attached you the case studies in this chapter, so take the case studies and be thorough in this part. Okay, tomorrow I will attach you the some of the important case studies. Study the case study and be thorough in the concept of this chapter. Okay, thank you.